And now joining us to speak about that clash between the Stormers and the Bulls, it's a sports journalist, Michael Vlismas. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. And I believe you were at the Stormers captain's run. How's the atmosphere around that side ahead of this big game?
Well, very relaxed, and as they should be, I suppose, because they're the overwhelming favourites going into the Vodacom United Rugby Championship quarterfinal. It really is, it's their home ground. They, as you mentioned, they have a team loaded with experience and talent there, especially that pack of theirs. A big boost with some players coming back at the right time for this match. So they certainly are confident. But having said that, very wary of what the Vodacom Bulls are going to bring, because certainly that Bulls team has had enough of this North-South derby being pretty one-sided. And the talk is definitely that team is coming with everything to change that on Saturday. So certainly a great atmosphere, a great venue for the match. Already 41,000 tickets sold. They're nearing that record of 49,000, which is the biggest crowd the Stormers have ever played in front. So it just shows you the anticipation for this quarterfinal. It's almost like a final again.
No, absolutely. But then, Michael, surprisingly though, the Bulls have not made too many changes. You know, keeping with the same starting lineup, only making a few changes on the bench.
Exactly what they've done, and they come into this game with momentum. So if you Vodacom Bulls coach Jake White, you're not going to be tinkering too much after their last two victories, convincing victories that they put on the board there. Yes, you can question the opposition, but still you can only play what's in front of you, and they certainly took advantage of that. So I had a fascinating conversation with Marcel Coetzee yesterday, and he has already felt just a couple of days back in camp with his teammates. He was saying he can definitely see this team is up for the challenge, and he likened it to when they were in Leinster, in Dublin last year in the semi-final against Leinster. Their backs against the wall, and they rose to that occasion and pulled off that famous victory away from home. So it's definitely going to be a match that's won in the tight set pieces, and that's going to be a huge battle. And then the kicking game. Marcel said it's going to be a test match type rugby being played out there.
Michael, I mean, if you look at it, the odds look like they're heavily stacked against the Bulls. They're playing away, capacity crowd expected, the Stormers are at home, and we know the atmosphere at the Cape Town Stadium. What advantage will the Bulls have, if any, going into this game? Or is it the underdog's tag that will make them dangerous?
Exactly that. They're under no illusions that the Stormers definitely have the advantage over them. They're welcoming the underdog status. Jake White speaks extensively about the fact that the Stormers must be the favourites for this game. And I was with them on tour when they went into that Dublin semi-final, and it was the same kind of atmosphere, the same kind of talk. The Vodacom Bulls have got no chance going into that match, and I think that's certainly when this team is very dangerous. The Stormers, John Dobson will definitely know. They will know that is a dangerous team that is coming to Cape Town for this quarterfinal. So they'll treat that with massive respect. But yes, it's exactly that. It's a question of how hungry is the team on the day to want to take this forward, and what sacrifice they're willing to make. And at this point, that Vodacom Bulls team does definitely look very, very hungry to turn their season around, and they have done that. Their backs were against the wall in the middle of the season. They've made it into the playoffs. Jake White has said all along, judge us by the playoffs. We're in the playoffs, and now is when it really starts to matter.
Michael, very briefly, are you brave enough to call it? Very briefly.
I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a win for the Vodacom Bulls away from home.
Fantastic, Michael. Thank you so much for coming through.